Hi guys, Arthur here from Homeowner DIY. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to install a bath fan. Now, the bath fan here, the homeowner said there's a change in the pitch when it's running, so probably the bearing is wearing out. Guys, depending on your situation, it may be easy, it may be difficult. Different dimensions, sizes, access, how things have been installed will all be factors in how easy it's to replace a bath fan. So what we'll do right now is we'll quickly look at our bath fan and then we'll do material and tools. Alright guys, this is our bath fan. It's a Braun brand. The homeowner says that there's a change in the pitch, so we'll turn it on. And it sounds like there's a slight chatter in the bearing. But guys, if you notice a change in the pitch, that means something is wearing out and it's time to replace it. So what we'll do now is material and tools. Alright guys, this is our materials list. So we have our bath fan, foil tape, a 4x3 reducer. I don't know what size the duct is, so I got one just in case. And then here we have a couple Marits in case I need them. Guys, this is our materials list. So what we'll do now is the tools list. Alright guys, this is our tools list. So we have our 5-foot ladder, cordless kit, a drill impact, wire strippers, volt stick, which is an electrical tester. I forgot my drywall saw, so I just have a Sawzall blade, which is more than enough for just drywall. I got safety glasses and then hand tools. Guys, this is what I need for tools for this job, so let's get started. Alright guys, so our cover, it has these couple wires, so all you do is you just compress. There's hooks that go towards the outside, so it goes like that. You just compress it and then the hooks will hook onto the outside right here. Alright guys, this is the bath fan with the cover removed. If you ever have a problem where you turn on the switch for the bath fan and it's not running, this plug may have come loose. So guys, before you do anything, always take the cover off and make sure that this is plugged in. If it is, then maybe it's a flip breaker or something else. Alright, so before we start working on the bath fan, with our electrical tester we have power. So guys, first thing you need to do is go shut off the breaker, which we're gonna go do right now. Alright guys, here is our breaker panel. So you've got a couple things that are labeled, and I don't see anything here that says the ensuite bathroom. So now I'm gonna have to flip through them to figure out which breaker it is. Alright guys, so we'll turn on the switch. The breaker is now off. And we have no power. Guys, I had to go through 3/4 of the breakers because they weren't labeled properly. Alright, so we have 2 tabs here, and then there's no tabs on this side. So for this fan, what we need to do is grab this side, and then we need to pull it down, and then we're going to pull it out from that side over there. Alright guys, this is our fan. So what I did is on this side here, I just grabbed needle nose pliers, I pulled it down, and then these 2 tabs came out of the grooves here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this all up and then we'll grab our new fan. Alright guys, so this is our new housing. Unfortunately, the dimensions are not the same. So we got one here and one hole here. So what happens here is the screw hangs on the very top on this side. So what I need to do is I need to tap this housing out. It's screwed in on this side, and then I need to tap this out. Unfortunately, there's no attic access, so I have to do everything from here. Alright, so this side of the housing is loose. And right there you can see the head of the screw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in through here, through the side, to loosen off the screw, and then hopefully I can pop this housing out. Alright, so we have a nice long bit Okay, so we have our hot, we have our neutral. We'll undo the hot first. And then neutral. Alright, so our rubber grommet here, it's just a press fit in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the wire out and then we'll be able to take the housing out. Alright, so our hot, our neutral, both have them red over them. This is our ground right here. This is a number 3 Phillips. Alright, with that loosened off, what I'm going to do is the wire, I'm going to slide this out and then we'll be able to take out the housing. Alright, so this is our new housing. This is the old housing. And unfortunately, the new housing is a little bit bigger than the old housing. So it's about a 1/4 inch bigger, but what the plan here is going to be is there's backing for this side. So this side here, I have to cut out a little bit bigger to get the new housing in. And this here is still up in the ceiling, which I'll show you in a moment. But guys, a couple other differences between these two housings. Is this the old housing has the hole for your wires here. The new housing has it on top. So this is going to be towards the roof. Alright guys, so this is what we have to work with. So this is a piece of backing here. We have our screw here, our screw here. I'm actually going to take these out and then I'm going to punch a couple screws into the side of the housing. It'll make it easier to remove it next time if it's necessary. We have our power and then our duct is there. So guys, this here will have to be cut out about a 1/4 inch to get the new housing to fit, because the housing from back to front is bigger and then this way it's slightly smaller. But as long as the cover covers everything, it's perfectly fine. Alright guys, this is our new casing. So we have our screw hole there, a screw hole there. I'm going to abandon these and then I'm going to put a screw in there, a screw in there. Now this here, because I have no access to the attic, this I'm going to slide into the duct, and I'm not going to be able to foil tape this because I have no way to get up into the attic, and we're not going to cut a hole in the ceiling for foil tape. So this is where our wires are going to come through. So guys, here is a rubber grommet. You cannot have wires coming through like this for a metal housing. You're going to have to put a grommet on it. But what I'm going to do is, first thing is, I'll put the grommet on. I will wire everything back together. And then I will slide the housing in on this side after I cut the front end of the wall for here to get this to go in. Alright, we'll take out our couple screws here. Alright, so we're going to be attaching to this piece of 2x4, this piece of wood here. So guys, you're not going to go off of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up the housing. I'll make my mark here and then we'll just cut this side out for the new housing. Alright, so we'll hold the housing up. Okay, we have our line, and now I'll cut the drywall out. Alright, I'm just going to use a Sawzall blade because I forgot my drywall saw, but I mean the blades are pretty much the same. I'm also going to use the old housing to catch the debris. Alright, that works. Alright guys, so we have our housing, so we're going to take the plug out. That comes out. And now we're going to feed our wire in through here. Alright, so we have our neutral, our ground, and our hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these together and then mount them together. Alright, so I've got everything wired together. So this and this will slide into that little groove there, and then this one on this side. So originally the plug was over here, now it's over on the other side. But they made the wire so short that it was really difficult to get these all tied together. But now it's done, so what I'll do is I'll slide this inside, and then we're going to grab our fan motor and put it in the housing. Okay, so for our motor, we have one tab here, and then one tab here. So it's gonna slide in like that and then lock in on the other side. Alright guys, so last but not least, we'll put the plug and then we'll connect it into our power. And now we'll go turn the circuit breaker on. Alright, so power's back on, we'll test. And it works. Alright guys, so to finish off, this slot right here is where the clips are going to go. So I've got this one in, I'll put the other one in, we'll push up and then that'll hold it in place. And it just covers it. Fantastic. Alright guys, with this all done, what we'll do now is an overview of this job. Alright guys, so that concludes this project. For this particular project, this was much more difficult than I would have liked. The dimensions between the new and old housing were a little bit different. The wire was cut fairly short. I mean, the housing isn't big, but when you cut wires so short, it doesn't give you much room to work with. The duct was a little bit off, but I managed to make it work. If you want to take one thing away from this job is when you're going to go to install something, when this place was built, they didn't really think about serviceability for anything. I mean, give yourself extra material, more space to work with, so when you have to go back and service something, it's going to be a lot easier. And guys, a bath fan, it's mechanical. The motor will burn out or the bearing is going to go. It's one of the two. So this thing will have to be replaced at some point in time. So if you're going to go ahead and build something, install something, make sure that you've thought on how you're going to service it down the road. The time on this job, the time was about 3 hours. It was a lot longer than I was hoping, but I eventually got the job done. The cost of this job, the bath fan was about $40. I didn't use the foil tape or the reducer because I had no access into the attic to tape up the duct. I mean, ideally this is what you'd want to do, but even for this bathroom, this side of this place, there is no attic access. There's no way actually to get up into the attic, so I don't know why they didn't put a second one and did, but at the end of the day, the job got done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope something here is going to help you on your project when you need to go ahead and do that. Guys, till next time, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next project.